What's up, guys? So today we're going to do a comparison between the Sony HX80 and the iPhone 7 Plus. You can probably see that I'm standing in direct sunlight. We're going to test this in kind of a variety of different lighting. I kind of have a little thing that I rigged up to mount the two cameras side by side. We're going to go ahead and move the tripod around to maybe some shaded areas. We're going to turn it around into direct sunlight. And then we're actually going to take it off the tripod and kind of carry it around and test the image stabilization as well as the autofocus. First thing we're going to do is kind of turn this around and get a shot directly into the sun. Alright, this is kind of a different lighting scenario. We're positioned kind of into the sun a little bit, into a shaded area. You can see how it comes out. The other thing that we're going to be testing is the audio quality. I'm not going to mess with the audio quality on either one of these. Basically, once I upload it, or once I export the footage into the computer, I'm going to go ahead and leave the audio exactly how it is. That way you can see the difference between the two and how they pick up audio. Right now we're in the shade. We're still standing about the same distance away from the camera, so the audio is not going to change between shot to shot. So this is a little bit darker. We're in the shade now. After I'm done outside here, we're going to go inside and test it in some much darker lighting conditions. So the Sony, which is this camera, I just picked up, and I think from now on I'll be filming most of my videos with that. It's just easier to kind of frame yourself, I think, and you have the zoom option, and I think it has a little bit better image stabilization and autofocus, which we'll test here right now. Alright, so I'm kind of just holding this little rig I made here, and we're gonna go for a walk. I'll show you this rig. It's kind of ridiculous, but it works. So we're just gonna kind of walk around in different lighting conditions. We're in the sunlight, obviously. Got the sun at my back. I'm gonna be looking at the Sony here. The iPhone is here. We'll walk out to the end of the driveway, and we'll turn around. We'll walk back. This little rig is kind of hard to hold, so. And I think what we're going to do is walk down through the woods so you can hear the audio and how well my voice is being picked up over background noise. And it's actually starting to get windy now, so that's going to play a little bit of a role in the noise or in the audio department. So we'll turn back around. So one of the reasons I got this camera, the Sony HX80, is so that it has better audio. The iPhone audio, which I think you'll see by now, is kind of not very good. And actually I think it's really bad. The camera, on the other hand, the iPhone 7 Plus camera is amazing. And I will mention real quick that I'm filming on the xavc, I think I said that right, S. It's the highest quality video format that Sony has on this camera, and I'm filming at 60 frames per second on both cameras. So we have kind of an apples to apples comparison. So if there's anything else that you want to see me do comparing the iPhone 7 Plus to the Sony HX80, let me know in the comments and I'll try and make it happen. Just don't ask me to like swim with sharks or go skydiving or, I don't know, mud bogging, running down a hill really fast, running uphill really fast, cartwheels, backflips, that sort of thing. that's gonna be kind of hard for me to do. But if it's within reason, I'll try and make it happen. Maybe different lighting conditions, inside, outside, at night. Keep in mind, I'm not an expert photographer or videographer by any means, and in fact, I'm about as new as you can get. Kind of like now, where I'm dark and the background's light. I have no idea how to set up a camera or anything like that to get the best results. This is kind of just a real world test. Maybe I should stand back here farther in the light. Or maybe I should turn the camera around. I don't know. But yeah, I'm not an expert by any means, so keep that in mind. But if you have something specific, just ask me in the comments and I'll try and make it happen. Alright, so I just got home and we're inside, and this is the Sony and this is the iPhone. Now what I've noticed right away is the Sony is brighter, at least on the screen. I'm lit behind by a window here, and I have two windows on this side of me that are letting light in this way. What I'm going to do is basically pick the camera up, move it over here so that I'm lit correctly. Hopefully this kind of gives, it's hard to tell. I'm looking at the screen on the Sony. It looks good in the screen. I can't see the iPhone, obviously, because it's facing the other way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the camera, because the iPhone tends to struggle more with lower light, I think, from the testing that I've already done with it. Especially if you have like solid color. I'm not sure what the reason is behind that, but for some reason if you have a solid background, if your camera struggles in low light, kind of like cell phones do, they tend to not pick up, they tend to get kind of grainy, at least that's what I've seen. I have no idea. So I'm going to turn the camera and we'll see what it looks like. Alright, so we're facing the other way. I got a window here and a window here and a window to the side of me. It's letting light in. And the iPhone, I was just kind of framing myself with the iPhone because I can't see the screen, and I think there's nothing but a blue background behind me, so you can see kind of the difference in the width of the lens. Something else that I should mention, it is about 2:30 in the afternoon and the sun is actually behind me, so I don't have any sunlight coming directly in these windows, so it's fairly dark in here, at least for video, at least for recording video. It's not, I wouldn't call it dark, but for recording video, it's dark. Now that we have a good comparison between these two in, I guess what I would call medium to low light, we will wait till it's nighttime out, and then when it's nighttime out, we won't have any light coming in this room, and we can control the amount of light that comes in this room. And we'll get kind of a comparison with kind of artificial light. Alright guys, it's nighttime out. Yeah, I've been editing this footage, and I have to say, the iPhone is really an amazing camera. It really does better in low light than the HX80 does. I'm just really impressed with it. One thing that I will say about the iPhone though is that the microphone doesn't pick up sound that well. And all the sound I've been having to boost the volume up to like 400% or the maximum amount just to get to kind of what the HX80 does right out of the box, right into the computer. So that's kind of one of the issues that I've been dealing with in filming with the iPhone. Having to boost the volume, having to be much closer to the camera in order to get good audio. So now it's basically nighttime out. We don't have any external light coming in. I have lights behind the cameras that are pointing at me. There's no other light coming in here other than the 3 lights behind me, and there's a light on the wall over there, and they're all LED. I can't really, apparently, the footage or the little screen that I'm seeing on the HX80, it doesn't really give a good representation of what the camera's actually recording, at least quality-wise. On the iPhone, I can't really see what I'm recording because the screen's facing the other way. So you know, they both, I think, have pros and cons. I'm really super impressed with the iPhone, and the crazy thing is that the iPhone that has 4K capability. So, you know, if we record 4K, the image quality is going to blow the Sony out of the water. I think this really kind of leaves camera manufacturers in a tough spot, and I think they're really going to have to start up in their game here in the future. In the near future, because sooner or later the cameras on the phones are going to be so much better than these compact cameras. And honestly, I think the HX80, I don't think it's a good value for the money, but there's not another camera out there that really does what it does. If you guys know of one, let me know. Camera manufacturers, step up your game. I personally think that the Sony RX100 has a 1-inch sensor, does much better in lower light. I definitely think that needs to be at the HX80 price range, which is $370 or so. It's absolutely ridiculous that you have to pay that much money, or $1,000 for an RX100 that does kind of the same thing that the iPhone does. It has, you know, and not to mention the iPhone has slow motion and it has time-lapse capability. I mean, come on. I really think that the compact camera market's going to be dead completely in 3 to 5 years if they don't start stepping up their game, bringing the price of the 1-inch sensor cameras down to around $300. I hope this video helps kind of show what the iPhone's capable of and what, you know, Sony's mid-range compact cameras are capable of. So yeah, if you like this video, like it, subscribe. I'll see you next time.